Assalamualaikum and very good day. So we continue our lecture. Previously we already know what is the process of the flocculation and coagulation and flocculation. So when they complete do for the flocculation process, so they will be removed. Okay, how we can remove that floc? Okay, so that is the important thing of the sediment tank. Okay, what is it? The function of the sedimentation tank. Okay, in other words we call as the settling tank or clarifier. That all this represent for the same meaning. Okay, sediment tank ke, settling tank ke, clarifier, this one all this represent for the same process. Okay, so after the flocculation process, so the floc, where the floc to go, so they need to remove by using the settling basin. Okay, settling basin or settling basin ni we call as the sediment or clarifier. Okay, water in the clarifier or this thing is the nearly quiescent. Okay, low flow with the little turbulence and reside for at least 3 hours. Okay, and the floc settle out and collect at the bottom. Okay, they collect out and then they settle here and then collect by mechanically. Okay, sometimes flocculation and sometimes the process we call the DAF. Okay, floating. Okay, dissolve floating punya floc. So in the floc, this is the another treatment another process. Okay, in the floc they trap the air, so the floc will be suspend. Okay, floating in the surface, so they can remove the floc from the surface. So this one, the other process we call as the dissolve aeration floating, DAF. Okay, so in this topic we just introduce the typical process for the floc settling. Okay, this is the figure for the sediment basin, either rectangular or circular. Normally one unit sedimentation system comprises of the two tanks common two tanks because one for the ready, if one breakdown or not function, so we have the another backup. Okay, so the process of the water still going. Okay, this is the typical sediment tanks. Okay, we have the rectangular, okay, circular, radial flow dari tengah lah. Okay, radial flow, hopper bottom, outward flow. Okay, the flush ke bawah and then naik ke atas. Okay, so this is the typical sediment tank. This is the circular clarifier. So this is the detail. Okay, tak nampak sangat kan. So this is the way lah. The blue line is the water lah. The water go from the center. Okay, and the radial lah. Radial air ke close as the radial. Okay, so when the bawah ni, the bottom part is the floc settling area, the surrounding circular area, and then the clean water at the upper part, and here have the weir and then go to at the outlet. So they go to the next process for the filtration. Okay, this is the rectangular basin. So the weir ni kat ujung at the outlet. Okay, ujung ni. This is the detail for the weir. So what is the purpose of the weir? What is the purpose of the weir? To control the velocity lah, nak control the velocity. Okay, this is the typical or guideline value in the design for the settling tank. Okay, sediment ke settling tank ke clarifier, the same thing. So usually the surface flow area between this one 20 to 35 meter cube day per meter square. Okay, meter square area lah, surface area for meter square. Detention time that require between the 2 to 8 hours. Okay, weir overflow 150 to 300 meter cube day per meter. Okay, so the length meter ni represent for the length of the weir. Let's say the circular, so how long for the length, so meter length. This one for the surface area. To evenly distribute the flow and the suspension across the section of the settling zone. This one the inlet. Okay, depend upon the methods of the clearance, the frequency of the clearance and the quantity of the sludge estimate to be produced. Ni ada time So they have the detention time between 2 to 5. So what the volume, the maximum volume allowed in the slush zone when they achieve at the height or limit level for the slush zone. So this process will stop, and then the removal of the slush will be conduct lah. Okay, to remove the settled water from the basin without carry away any the flock particle. So this one outlet. Okay, kat outlet tu weir lah, dia nak masuk weir ni. No more flock, semua ni based on the design, all the flock will be settled down in the slush zone. Okay, this is the calculation how we can design. Okay, calculate the weir loading rate. Okay, but assume the total effluent weir is the 20 meter. 20 meter, so this one represent for the length lah, total effluent weir ni represent for the length of the weir yang saya explain tadi lah. So this one design flow Q over rate flow is the meter cube per second, V this time is the T lah. Okay, so as we know, volume equal Q multiply T, or basically Q equal volume over time volume. So we need to determine the volume. Q already know, time already know. So this one day. Okay, time the given 3 is the hours. So you need convert, and then you get the volume. Volume is the 475 meter cube. This is the unit converted. So you need to make sure the unit must be same. Okay, ni day, ni hours, so you need to convert to the day or hours. Okay, so we know the Q in the meter cube per day, so we convert to the meter cube per second, so we get the 0.044 meter cube per second. So surface overflow rate, surface, this one surface. So bila surface, let's say we have the rectangular sediment basin. Okay, when the surface this area yang kita nak compute. Kalau circular, okay, so this surface circular, okay, circle, okay. So this area, this we call as the surface area. So we know for the surface Q over A. Okay, surface flow rate equal Q over A. Okay, okay, overflow rate dia daripada permukaan lah, dia akan fill up to fill the area. So Q over A. Q yang kita guna adalah Q ni here. Okay, so surface Q ni, V ni overflow rate ni represent for surface flow rate. Dia berbeza, different with the grid. Okay, grid dia berlalu sini. Okay, apa orang call cross section area, but this one overflow yang kat dalam ni. Okay, so you know overflow tadi Q over VA, Q over VA. So make sure Q over VA. Okay, ini velocity ni adalah rate dia, velocity ni adalah surface flow rate. Okay, surface overflow flow rate. Q dah tahu, so we can get the A equal 183.3 meter square. So A ni, A represent rate ni, A. So A ni you divide by volume divide by A, so you akan dapat depth. Okay, so volume divide by this one, volume divide by area, so you akan dapat depth. So kalau volume divide by this one, you akan dapat length for the grid lah, tapi for the sediment you akan dapat depth. Okay, berbeza dengan grid, depth. So when you get depth, A equal 1.3 meter square, so you just square lah, square root of the 183, square root 183 point. Okay, so you dapat 15, betul tak 15 ni? terbalik 13.5 ni, should be 13.5. Okay, 13.5 Ni set ni 183.3 you set. So you dapat oh sorry salah. Okay, area you tahu 183.t sama dengan pi d kuasa 2 per 4. So you selesaikan ya. Okay, and then you akan dapat diameter dia. Diameter d. Patut ni h ni tak buat keliru kan. H height is 1d diameter. Okay, so pi d kuasa 2, so 183.3 kali 4 bagi shift pi. Set answer, so you dapat 15.27. So this one you rearrange and then you get d equal 50.27 meter lah, sama dengan 15.33 meter. Ya, kalau square you set lah. Kalau square macam ni set je lah, LL sama. Okay, but this one is circle, so you circular, so you can get the d equal 50.27. So you compute for the wear load weight. So Q the given, okay, 35. So length for the wear 20, so you get 190 meter cube per day. So you need check to the guideline lah. Guideline dia required guideline here. So the wear must be between 150 to 300. So the detention surface flow rate must be between this one lah. Okay, so they comply with the guideline, so okay lah. Okay, this one determine the surface area for the sediment tank. The design flow, so use the design overflow 20. Find the depth of the sediment for the given overflow and detention time. So dia nak this one in H and Q out and TS. Okay, so first convert the unit. Okay, so you dapat meter cube per day. So surface area you tahu tadi, Q equal VA. Okay, so V, Q dah ada. Okay, Q dah ada, this one. A dah ada, V dah ada here, meter per day. So you can get the surface area. A equal Q over V. Okay, so this one dah ada, so you dapat surface area 190 meter. Okay, and then length to length, common length to width ratio. So the between here 2 ni sebelah 1 hingga 5 ni sebelah 1, width dengan length. So width, length. Okay, so yang you dapat here width, length ni, length area ni dia dah dapat dah 2 ni sebelah 1, WL area ni you dah already get 190 tadi, 190. Okay, so minimum 2 tanks. Okay, always provided. Use 2 tank, each the width 5 meter. So the total 950. So you get the length multiply by divide by 2 multiply 5, so you can get length 19. Okay, and then you check ratio. So ratio between here, so okay. Okay, and you make sure length seldom exceeds 100 meter. Jarang 1 meter. So 20, 30, 40, 50 meter je lah. Dia rare lah really to exceed the 100 meter, because due to the surface, due to the area of the treatment plant. If they get the length of the 100 meter, so better they change sediment tank from the rectangular, better they use the circular lah, so they can be save for the space. Okay, so you need check here. So 10 yang kita kira tadi dapat 190 meter cube per, so kita divide by 2, so dia akan jadi, it will become equal to 190 divided by 2, so they can get 95 meter square for the each rectangular sediment tank, 95 each. So you divide by 5, so you get the 90 meter for length for the each rectangular basin. Okay, rectangular tank. So dia ada 2 lah. So sini 19, sini 19. 2 divided by 2 because 2 tank. Okay, kita check. So the between here, so okay. So find the tank depth. Okay, rule thumb that the detention time should be 2x. Ni guideline guideline saya explain here. So you should know lah the basic guideline here. Basic guideline to design, they have the three condition. These three condition: surface overflow, detention time will overflow. Okay, so rule of thumb 2 to 8 hours. So kita nak pilih apa? 2 hours, 3 hours, depend lah. So let's say we put the minimum 2 hours, 1 to 4 minute. Okay, lagi cepat, lagi less the small value for the detention time. So the process will be conduct in the so the volume for the treatment will be increase lah. Kalau long, so the volume of the treatment plant will be reduce lah. So let's say we do for the minimum time, so we get the Q Q 190 meter cube per day. 190. Okay, 190 ni datang mana? Datang sini dari sini. Okay, this one untuk semua. Satu 190 ni because we have the two tanks. So 3801 01.6 ni kita divide by 2. So each tank they divide the Q in 3801.6. So dia split kepada 2, Q1 Q2, tank 1 tank 2. So kita divide by 2 lah. So they get 190 for the Q. So divide by Q dah tahu. So velocity, we need to get the velocity. So Q multiply T. So T 190. So this one day, you convert unit. So you get the ni bukan velocity ni volume. Kena berhati-hati volume time. Kalau velocity multiply with A. Q equal VA. This one, kalau you use ni, this one velocity. This one area. Q over V over T. So this one represent for the volume. This one represent for the time. So be caution hati-hati So which one? Ni jangan terbalik pula. This one not volume, this one velocity area. So unit you need to look at the unit volume area. Meter per second darab dengan meter square multiply with square, so you get meter cube per second. So volume lah. So make sure meter per second ni what? Velocity. Meter square what? Area. So this one volume meter cube time second, typical unit so you get the meter cube per second. So back to the basic unit, so to avoid you do the mistake. Okay, so you get the volume 158 meter square. So 95 ni datang di sini lah, 95 here, 95 because for the each tank. This one for the each tank. So you kena tahulah for the each tank. Okay, so the final two tanks, okay, for the each tank adalah here. Dia punya design. This is the way how you can design for the sediment tank. Basic the basic formula, because this was this course just for the environmental engineering, so at least you know lah how to design basic for the sediment tank. For the advanced, you kena masuk lah nanti course elective, okay, course elective for the design water treatment plant. Okay, this elective course they will be teach you more detail. Okay, so in the sediment tank, so we have the three types. So the type 1, type 2 and type 3. So this type will depend on the flock for the particle, type of the particle. Okay, if the settling a discrete particle at the constant settling volume velocity, okay, no fluctuation during the sedimentation, so we will design for the type 1, okay, for the sediment. Okay, for the particle the aggregate of flock during sedimentation, so you will need to do for the type 2 lah. Okay, sediment after alum or coagulation. In the wastewater, commonly we find design for particle for the primary sediment settling tank after trickling filtration and in upper portion of the secondary clarifier after activated sludge treatment. Okay, if the particle settle at the zone or blanket, okay, usually have the clear interface between the settling sludge. So this one type 3. Okay, type 3. This one type 3. So in the water treatment, settling in a lime soda ash sedimentation. For the wastewater, they occur at the activity sludge sedimentation or sludge thickeners. Okay, so this was type 1 yang saya cerita tadi. Type 1, type 2, type 2. So this one depend on the particle lah. Particle punya mechanism. Okay, atau behavior. Okay, so which one is suitable? If the particle or flock behavior similar for this one, so the requirement for the sediment tank is for the type 1. Okay, the sedimentary basin for the type 1 is the outflow clarifier. This one suitable lah for the outflow clarifier. The concept of the outward sediment tank is shown in the figure. Okay. Okay, velocity ni settling lah, settling. Particle settling. Okay. So dia masuk sini, naik ke atas. So yang mana berat dia akan turun bawah. The heavier, the dense particle will be settle down bottom of the tank. Settling velocity of the particle to be removed. Overflow hydraulic surface loading velocity decrease as the water flow upward. Note that velocity of the particle remain unchanged. Therefore, if the velocity particle more than velocity loading, okay, so 100% will be removed. So particle this one lebih laju. Okay, velocity for the particle is more fast than the slower. This one fast, V0 slower. V0 the water represent for the water. Okay, velocity water. Vs represent for the particle flow velocity for the particle. So which one is the fast and slow? If the Vs fast, so that means 100% will be removed. If the water velocity fast, particle slow, so 0% particle remain in the tank. Okay, so dia akan bring out lah this one, sebab velocity ni laju. Velocity water more fast than the velocity particle, so dia akan bring together lah to out of the tank. So we need to make sure Vs must be less than, okay, Vs must be more than, Vs must be fast lah, Vs must be more than flow of the water, so we can remove for the particle. Okay, this basic yang saya explain tadi. Okay, the settling velocity of the particle. Okay, so you can interpret the question properly. So settling velocity of particle, so you know this one Vs. Overflow flow rate, this one you tahu, this one V0. Okay, what the percent of the particle are retained in the outflow clarifier. So because Vs larger than V0, so 100% will be removed. Okay, this one the ideal basin for type 2. Type 2 tadi, the flocculation occur flocculation occur during the sedimentation. Okay, flocculation occur okay, occur during the sedimentation. So particle mode is depend on the V0. In order particle of the remove velocity, Vs must be sufficient to that they reach the bottom during the time the water reside in the tank TD. Okay, ni kita design tadi. If the Vs equal V0, 100%. Vs larger than V0, 100% should be easily removed. Okay, if the Vs less than V0, some friction of the particle will be removed. So particle to get the percentage 100 Vs divided by V0. Okay, velocity particle divided by velocity water. So we will determine how percent the particle will be removed. Okay, this concept of the horizontal sediment tank as shown as on the figure lah. So this is the tank Vs per V0. So H T0 equal V over T. Okay, so we simplify, ni buat naik atas, we HQQ, and then buat ni Q over A surface. Okay, so if the Vs equal V0, then V0 equal Vs over A0. Okay, so to determine the this one similarity, bukan similarity, continuity. Okay, the continuity Q A sama dengan Q B. So if the sama, so A VA, So AB equal VB. Ni kali salah. Okay. AA VA equal AB VB. Okay. Okay, if the settling velocity particle 0.7 meter second, okay, ni Vs, and overflow rate horizontal is the 0.8. So you can sediment tank rectangular horizontal flow Bila berkenaan horizontal flow, so this one you know tahu lah, this one adalah type 2. Okay, type 2. Kalau type 1 tadi no problem, circle. Okay. Upflow clarifier, they have the two condition aja. Okay, either ni upflow clarifier, they have the two condition only. Ni upflow the condition 100% or 0%, that's all. Okay, but for the rectangular basin, they have the two condition, and the third condition is depend on the velocity settling divided by velocity water. Okay, so Vs you know 0.7, V0 0.8. So Vs okay less than V0. Okay, so to determine the friction, Vs divided by V0, so you tahu 98% will be removed. Okay, retain lah, tinggal kat stand, will be retained in the sediment. The retain tu that means the remove lah. So 88%. So there 20% or 12% will be going together to the for the next step. Okay, next process. Okay, our treatment plant has the horizontal, so horizontal flow bila horizontal flow tu you tahu dah, horizontal flow je, so you know lah, for the P equal 100 Vs divided V0. Okay, Vs divided by V0. So you need to find what is the Vs and what is the V0. What is the Vs, what is the V0. Okay, so Vs with the overflow, so meter cube per second, so you know is the V0. Okay, flow water, not is for the water, particle, so this one for the particle punya velocity, so this one Vs. So you substitute in this formula, and then you know the percentage is the 50%. So kena tukar lah, kena convert unit to make sure same, because you need to make the ratio here, so for the ratio the unit must be same. Okay, so cuba kira kalau 0.3, so substitute sini lah 0.3. Okay, when we divide by 0.3, so they get 33%. Okay, 33%. Oh, salah, bukan sini 0.3. So 0.3 bagi 0.2 darat 100. So they get Vs. Oh, V0, sorry, this question is the V0, so V0 betul lah, sini 0.3, so get the 30%. So you look at the question properly, either the set the V0 or Vs. Okay, either one lah. V0 represent for the water, Vs represent for the particle. Okay, after the complete for the process for the sedimentation, okay, remove the flock or particle in the bottom, or depend lah, type 1, type 2 or type 3 lah. So the next step is the filtration. Okay, water leave the sediment tank. Okay, still contains flock particle remaining the turbidity in the range 1 to 2 NTU. This is unit for the turbidity, 1 to 10 NTU. This level of the turbidity interfere with the subsequent disinfection process, so we need to remove lah, so the particle, because we don't want to disturbing, okay, the disinfection process. So to avoid the particle to disturbing the disinfection process, so we need to filtrate. Okay, filtration. So that's why we need to put the filtration process after the sedimentation process. Okay, so the EPA said the treated water must be at least 0.3 NTU. To get the 0.3 NTU, the filtration process is normal use. So common filtration use is the granular filtration. Granular filtration is the process for the separating suspended or colloid impurities form water by passing to the porous medium. Okay. They have the multi-layer. Usually have the multi-layer sand, okay, or medium, coal, garnet, activated, or ilmenite. Okay. Basic water fill the porous between the sand particle and the particle left behind, either clogged in the open space or attached on the sand. Okay, saya explain sikit. Okay, this is the way lah how in the mechanism for the granular filtration. Okay, so they have ni just additional note to make you more understand what will be happen during the filtration process. So the mechanism of the granular filtration, first due to mechanical screening. Okay, mechanical screening to do for the physically lah inside of the particle. So the trap here. Okay, tergantung sini. The second one, sedimentation. B, sedimentation. So dia akan ke bawah lah, flock. Okay, the flock or colloid will be go to bottom part. Okay, the third is floculation. So when the process, where they passing to the open area in the granular, so they stop here, so this one stop here, so they bergabung, they merge together, so they get the flock. Okay. The third is the interception. Okay, interception. So dia akan masuk lah mana-mana bahagian interception. Langgar sini ke, intercept. Tergantung pada granular punya physical. Okay. Okay, they will be trapped on the surface area of the granular. Okay, trapped on the surface area. Okay. And the impaction, so the go to the filtration, tekan sini, dia akan pecah. Okay, pecah, mengalir, and then dia trap sini. Okay, this is the way how the mechanism in the filtration process. Okay, so this one just additional knowledge to you. Okay, so this is the filtration process. Okay, so this raw water channel, they form the sediment. So the sediment they go to for the granular filtration, and then the passing the filtration layer. Okay, passing the filtration layer here, passing the filtration layer, and then go out. Okay, so this is the filtration process. So what is the backwash process? Backwash process, that means we need to remove all the clogged, okay, all the clogged particle in the filter media for the cleansing. Okay, clearing all the particle clogged on the granular. Okay, so let's say this one bila dah penuh sini, so we need to backwash. We tolak balik, so dia keluar balik. So we can do the filtration process for the next step. So this one for the maintenance. Okay. Okay, this is the way how you can design for the filtration. Okay, this is the media will be used in the filtration. Okay, sand, coal, okay, anthracite, dual material between coal and anthracite. Okay, mixed media, coal, sand, and granite. Okay, so either one. Sometimes we just use the sand saja alone. Sometimes we use coal. Okay, sometimes we mix coal and sand. Sometimes we comprising of the mixed media. Okay, so it's depend. This one depend on of the characteristic of the water after the sedimentation process. So macam mana bentuk dia, ada berbau ke apa ke, they have the odor ke or odorless ke. Odorless okay lah. Sometimes if the condition of characteristic of the water after the sedimentation process is the good, so we just only use the sand as the media. But sometimes the water characteristic of the water after the sedimentation have the problem. Let's say for the odor, they have some odor, and then so we can use for the mixed media. So use the coal lah to reduce the odor. Okay, so allowable loading rate VA. So depend of the type okay, whether the slow sand filter, okay, rapid sand filter or high rate sand filter. Okay, this one VA, phase velocity, Q over A as surface area lah kalau filter macam ni. Okay, so this one media. Okay, dalam media ada 3 media ke. So this one inlet and then outlet. Okay, so the surface adalah surface ni lah. This one adalah AS. Okay, Q adalah Q yang masuk sini. So VA yang turun ke bawah ni lah, VA. Okay, so this is the fundamental. Okay, so kat yang atas ni adalah, so ini V AS. So yang rate ni VS. So yang masuk sini, volume masuk dia Q for the water. So this one inlet, outlet. Okay, this is the typical properties of the filter media. At the site, coal, granular activity carbon, golonite, ilmenite or sand. So the effective size here, uniform coefficient, hardness, porosity, specific gravity. So this is all these the properties for the filter media in the filtration. So for the filter design, this is the basic formula, okay, ataupun Q equal VA lah, macam biasa lah. So Q, V is the V phase, A ada A surface. You can tengok lah the flow for the system tu macam mana. Okay, for the slow sand filter, the VA between 2.9 to 7.6 meter cube day per meter square. Okay, for the rapid sand, the more fast lah, lebih laju. So VA must be larger than 120 meter cube day per meter cube. Removal mechanism are different. Saya dah discuss tadi Let's discuss the mechanism. Rapid sand widely used in the US, slow sand more common in the other countries. Why we need to the rapid sand filter? Why we do for the rapid sand filter? Because we want to get the use volume Lagi laju, lagi cepat you buat, more fast you do for this filtration, so you get the more quantity of the water. This one 120 meter cube. This one 219. So which one have the use amount of the water volume? So volume for the rapid sand So the different bezel this one because we need to the quantity. Okay, for the slow sand, quantity more less than rapid sand Okay, they need to long time or detention time, long for the detention time to create for the or to produce the used volume. Okay, but for the rapid sand filter, the cost more expensive compared to the slow sand filter. Okay, so this is the comparison between granular filtration, the media, okay, bed depth, run length. So this one 1 to 6 month but this one 1 to 4 day, 1 to 4 day. So cepat lah sebab dia laju, fast. Dia punya filtration rate is the highest. Okay, so the life, dia punya capacity will be cepat lah habis. Okay, better than compare to the sand filter. So sand filter, the regeneration method atau maintenance how we can remove. Okay, so remove the particle so we can use again. Okay, for the sand filter, scraping because the slow. Okay, this one sand, so water slow, so majority of the particle will be trapped on the surface. Okay, on the surface or in the part area lah, level yang atas ni. So kita boleh scrape out, buang. So but for the rapid filter, dia laju, so dia akan masuk sampai ke dalam. Punya colloid of particle will be trapped inside of the media, so we need to backwash, keluarkan dia balik. Okay, so maximum raw water raw turbidity 10 to 50 NTU, unlimited with the proper pretreatment. So dia tak ada selalunya less than turbidity dia less than 10. Okay, rapid sand filter is also known as the depth filtration. Rapid sand filter are most common type of the filter used in the water treatment. the filter are cleaned by backwash, okay, 10 to 15 minutes, getting the bed with the mechanical or with the compression air, and the washing water upward to the bed, to the surface. The backwash water then wash to the return to the beginning of the plant to the treatment. Okay, dia yang baki air yang keluar tadi, contoh ni. Okay, so let's say here backwash ni, air yang backwash ni dia return back to the raw water lah, kepada raw water balik untuk treat balik semula. Okay, yang tu yang dikatakan sebagai return back lah. Okay, the return back to the beginning of the plant of the raw water lah. Normally a minimum of the 2 filter is minimum so apa-apa syarat pun mesti minimum 2 for the backup lah. If one fail to process, so they have the another for the supporting. For the larger plant, a minimum of 4 filter is the suggested. Ni filter 4 filter. So how we know the for large plant? So we need look at the Q. So if the Q larger than 0.5 meter cube per second, so that means 4 kena 4 filter. If the less than 0.5 meter Q dia less than 0.5, so you can design just 2 filter. Okay, the surface area of the fill tank generally restrict in the size about to 10 meter square, except for the very large plant lah. Selalunya 100 meter square lah kita design, less than 100 meter square. Kalau kita, if our treatment plant have the huge area, so it's okay lah to design more than 100 meter square. Then another factor why we design between 100 meter square, because for the maintenance, okay, easy for maintenance, okay, and for installation. Okay, water remove to sand, top layer, this one for the slow okay, top layer remove organic compound, contribute to the taste and odor. The space between the particle larger than small, so simple filtration is not enough. Most particle pass to the surface layer but trap in the pore surface. Filtration extend into the depth of the water. This one why we need to use the rapid sand filter. Okay, rapid. The property filter key in the operation is top layer of the sand where to block all the particles. The filter would quickly clog, head loss increase, and the turbidity increase. This is the reason why if the surface blocked by all the particles, so the turbidity of the water we cannot to reduce as the guide. Okay, this is the example. For the flow 0.8 meter cube per second, how many percent filter for dimensional 10 multiplied 10 meter are need for the loading rate 300 meter cube day per meter second. So ni dapat V lah. This one V, this one Q. Okay, so determine Q, convert unit area, and Q equal VA. Okay, V dah tahu, A sudah dapat. So AS sama dengan VQ over V. So dapat 2, 3, 4. So you multiply dengan this one, design dia nak, so they get the two filter. Okay, so this is the slow sand filter. Ni kita discuss tadi, loading rate 2.5. Okay, by gravity lah, the gravity slow aja. Okay, form in the first 10 to 20 days of the operation and consist of the bacteria. This one lah, kita akan this one Scadomyces, this one hitam ni. Kalau in your water, when you keep the water for the long time, so nanti you nampak ni hijau-hijau kan, putih-putih macam lekit-lekit. Okay, sticky layer on your water. So this one lah we call as the Scadomyces. Okay, so provide the effective fluoridation in the potable water treatment. So good quality with the 9 to 95% bacteria reduction. Okay, kita mesti pengurangan hingga 9 to 99% lah. So after that we do for the disinfection. Okay, For the maintenance, sand filter lost their performance due to Scamindex Go. Ni lah yang sticky layer. They reduce by rate of the filter. The top of fuel, ni saya cakap sebab kat sini nanti dia akan remove lah berapa. Okay, for the maintenance. Okay, so for the disinfection used in the water treatment to reduce the pathogen. Okay, disinfection not the same as the sterilization. Sterilization implies the destruction of the all living organism. Drinking water need not be sterile. Okay, no need to be sterile. Human enteric pathogen that must be destroyed by disinfection include bacteria, E. coli, Vibrio, cholera virus, protozoa, and the ambicysis. Okay, this is the type of the microorganism that need we remove from the water. Okay, what is the method? We can use ozone. Okay, very powerful oxidant, kill cyst, no taste and odor problem, widely used in the Europe, no residual, tapi expensive lah, than chlorine. Okay, ultraviolet radiation affect bacteria and parasite. Water must be free of the turbidity and length free of the slime and the precipitation. This is the requirement lah. If you want to use the ultraviolet, free from the turbidity must be 0.3 lah, less than 0.3 NTU for the turbidity. So no residual. If we use the salt, okay, more expensive to process, easier to handle, more common for the small suppliers. If you using the chloramines, amines, okay, chloramines, okay, chloramines, the type. This one dalam bentuk salt. Longer contact time if the primary disinfection used in the combination with the other disinfection. If you using the chlorine dioxide, so very effective, must be produced on site. Okay. Ni selalu kita guna lah chlorine. This the consideration. Okay. Residual precipitate, pH, safety concern, complex requirement, reliable, process control. Okay. Operational and maintenance. Okay, so kalau kita guna ozone, ozone ni high maintenance, UV low. Okay, for the complex ni tak easy, mudah. Complex, yes, complex equipment, yes. Chlorine, this one no. Very okay, this one yes. Okay, so this consider lah mana satu you need to select to choose, ada chlorine ke ozone ke chlorine oxide ke UV ke chloramines ke. Okay, so they depend on this consideration. Okay, disinfectant for the chlorine is the common disinfection chemical use. 3 different method of the application. So for the application must be make sure this always contain alkalinity to enhance the stability. More expensive, tend to the rise pH and safer lah. 3 method application for the chlorine using gas, liquid or solid. Okay, and sodium chloride ni and calcium chloride ni are also known as the hypochlorite salt. Okay, typical mixer for the addition of chlorine. So in the turbine mixer, okay, ni dah lepas sand filter, so dia akan mixer here. Okay, this one contact chamber and then dia go to lah, ataupun injector pump type. Okay, the pump water and dia kat sini lah, dia mixing with the disinfection. Masuk sini, ni air after filtration, ni air chlorine and then mix here. Okay, this is the chlorination in the water, chlorine. So dia akan produce the hydrochloric acid, have the hydrogen and chlorine lah, iron, hydrogen, chlorine. The reaction is the pH depend on the pH is essentially complete within a very few millisecond. The pH dependency may be similar as the follow. In dilute solution of the pH level 1.0, the equilibrium is displaced to the right and very little chlorine exists in the solution. Okay, below pH 1 depend on the chlorine concentration or hydrochloric acid revert back to the chlorine. Okay, hydrochloric acid is the weak acid. This is poorly at level pH below than 6. Okay, between pH 6 and 8.5 they occur very sharp change from the undissociated hydrochloric acid to almost complete this dissociation. Okay, so dia akan jadi macam ni lah, hydrochloric akan jadi HCl and then pecah dua ni. Okay, chlorine existing properly as the hypochlorous acid at the pH level 6.7. Okay, 7 and 7.5, hydrochloride ion akan jadi predominate lah. Hydrochloride ion is almost exclusive at the level pH around 6 and above. It is the condition lah. To be practical service, such water must be possess the fluorine properties. They must destroy the kind and number of pathogen introduced into the water. Okay, there must be possible fluctuation in the composition, concentration, condition of the water. They must neither toxic, okay, takkan beri toxic to the human and domestic animal, nor unpalatable or otherwise objectionable in the required concentration. Okay, they must dispense at a reasonable cost and safe. Okay, easy to maintain lah, operational and maintenance, O&M. The strength of the concentration in the treated water must be determined easily, okay, quick and automatic. They must persist with the distribution water in sufficient concentration to the provide reservoir again to the possible contamination before use. So it must be have the residual chlorine. Masih ada baki chlorine after the treatment. Okay, what is the residual chlorine? The presence of the residual chlorine in the drinking water indicate that sufficient amount, saya rasa 0.2 tak silap saya. Okay, 0.2 mg per liter in the pipeline must be have the chlorine. We call as the residual chlorine. To water to inhalate bacteria and some viral can cause their disease and protect from the recontamination during storage. Okay, during storage ataupun supply. The presence of the residual chlorine in drinking water is correlate with the absence of the most disease caused the organism, and thus is the measure of the potability of the water. The ratio of the chlorine in the water lah. Chlorine doses and total residual. Berapa dosen and residual berapa baki. Okay, so that's all lah for the class today. So hopefully you can do some exercise and preparation lah for the test in this week. Okay, thank you all.